Okay. So next, enzyme inhibitors. So some of the chemical substances, those are inhibit, means to stop the activity of an enzyme. Those are simply called enzyme inhibitors. అంటే కొన్ని కెమికల్స్ ఎంజైమ్ యాక్టివిటీని ఆపేస్తూ ఉంటాయి. సో ఎంజైమ్స్ పనిని ఆపేస్తూ ఉంటాయి. వాటిని ఏమంటారు అంటే ఎంజైమ్ ఇన్హిబిటర్స్. సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద కెమికల్ సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ విచ్ ఆర్ inhibit means to stop the activity of enzyme. Those are simply called enzyme inhibitors. According to your syllabus, there are 3 types of enzyme inhibitors. One is called competitive inhibitors. Second one, non-competitive inhibitors. And the third one, allosteric feedback inhibitors. Feedback inhibitors are also called allosteric modulators. So there are 3 types of inhibitors. First one is the competitive inhibitors. So competitive inhibitors ante, so some of the chemical shape is similar to or resemble to or similar shape of the substrate. Some of the chemicals, those the shape of that chemical is similar to the shape of the substrate and occupy the active site of an enzyme and inhibit the enzymatic activity. For example, one of the important step in Krebs cycle during that respiration. So in that one, that succinic acid. So that succinic acid is converting into fumaric acid in the presence of enzyme succinic dehydrogenase. So in this one, మొన్న exam 2020 NEET లో వచ్చిందమ్మా ఈ బిట్. So in this one of that acid that is called malonate or malonic acid, that shape of the malonic acid is resembled to the shape of the succinic acid. The shape of the malonic acid or malonate is resembled to the shape of the succinic acid and occupy the active sites of succinic dehydrogenase. That function of the succinic dehydrogenase will stop due to the malonic acid. అంటే యాక్చువల్గా సక్సనిక్ యాసిడ్ ఫ్యూమరిక్ యాసిడ్గా మారాలి అంటే సక్సనిక్ డిహైడ్రోజనేజ్ ఎంజైమ్ కావాలి. అయితే ఈ మెలోనేట్ షేప్ సక్సనిక్ యాసిడ్ షేప్లో ఉండి దట్ కెన్ ఆక్యుపై ద యాక్టివ్ సైట్ ఆఫ్ యాన్ ఎంజైమ్ succinic dehydrogenase and stop the function of the succinic dehydrogenase. Hence that succinic acid does not converting into fumaric acid. That type of inhibitors are called competitive inhibitors. Telugulo poti pade antam. So second one, non-competitive inhibitors. So these non-competitive inhibitors are nothing but some of the poisonous substances. Some of the heavy metals like mercury, copper, silver, cadmium, etc. So those are the poisonous materials. So those are not occupy the active site of an enzyme. So those are not occupy the active site of an enzyme, but other than active site, they are attached to the other than active site and inhibit the activity of the enzyme. That is non-competitive inhibitors. Those are called non-competitive inhibitors. Even so that shape of the substrate, that shape of the competitive inhibitor is resembled to the shape of the substrate. ఇక్కడ షేప్ అలా ఉండదులే కానీ ఇవి some of the poisonous substance, those are occupy other than the active site. Those are occupy the other than active site. Those are non-competitive inhibitors, heavy metals of the mercury, copper, so cadmium, silver, etc. And the third one, most important one, feedback inhibitors. మన నీట్లో ఇది వచ్చిందమ్మా, మెలోనేట్ నీట్ పేపర్ 2020లో వచ్చింది. సో ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఇన్హిబిటర్స్. సో ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఇన్హిబిటర్స్ అంటే ఎలా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయొచ్చు అంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏ ఈజ్ ఏ సబ్స్ట్రేట్, సో దట్ ఈస్ కండక్టింగ్ ఇంటూ బి, బి టు దీస్ ఆర్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ కాంపౌండ్ సి, సి టు డి, డి టు ఈ, ఈ టు ఎఫ్. So remembering that one, that F is product. F is considered as a product. Okay, when we are observing this one, that product is the F, but substrate A. ఇక్కడ enzymes ఉన్నాయి అనుకుందాం, different enzymes. So what is that end product F? The end product of the reaction, will inhibit the activity of the first enzyme, feedback. The end product of the reaction will inhibit the activity of the enzyme that involved in the first reaction. So that is called ila B, ila anuko. So ikkada B daga martundi. This is the enzyme. The accumulation of end product ever ikkada F. The accumulation of the end product can inhibit the activity of the first enzyme. Hence it is called feedback inhibitors, are also called allosteric modulators. These are also not occupy the active site of an enzyme. Only competitive inhibitors are occupy the active site of an enzyme. Non-competitive and feedback inhibitors are occupy the other than active site. So in this one, you can see the one of the example in respiration, first step glycolysis. In this one, that glucose combined with ATP to form into glucose 6-phosphate in the presence of enzyme hexokinase. In the presence of enzyme hexokinase. So you can see this one, this is the substrate. So glucose 6-phosphate is product, enzyme hexokinase. The accumulation of the product glucose 6-phosphate can inhibit the activity of an enzyme hexokinase. That is called malla back vachindi kada, andike that is called feedback inhibitors. That is also called feedback inhibitors. Okay, so that is the another important one. So these are the enzyme inhibitors. And the next you can, before going to another topic, you can say the recapitulate once again. Enzyme inhibitors, some of the chemicals which can be stop the activity of an enzyme, those are called enzyme inhibitors. There are 3 types of enzyme inhibitors. One is competitive inhibitor, second one non-competitive inhibitors, and the third one feedback inhibitors. So competitive inhibitors are occupied by the active site. The shape of the chemical is resembled to the substrate. These are poisonous substance. This is the accumulation of end product, can inhibit the activity of the enzyme that involved in the first reaction. So that is feedback inhibitors. Okay, are you clear? So example to feedback: glucose, first step in the glycolysis in respiration, glucose combined with ATP to form into glucose 6-phosphate in the presence of enzyme hexokinase. So in this one, product is the glucose 6-phosphate. The accumulation of more amount of glucose 6-phosphate can inhibit the activity of enzyme hexokinase. These feedback inhibitors are also occupied other than the active site. Those are also occupy the other than active site. Those are called feedback inhibitors. So next we are going to that another topic. So another topic, cofactors. So this is also most important question in our IP NEET 2019 NEET bit is obtained from to the cofactors. So before going to cofactors, you can see the generally enzymes. Generally those enzymes are made up of proteins. If the enzymes are made up of only proteins, those are called simple enzymes. Those are called simple enzymes. So if sometimes that enzyme having proteinous part and also non-proteinous part, so such type of enzymes are called holoenzymes. So generally, if that enzyme is made up of only with proteins, those enzymes are called simple enzymes. But sometimes or most of the time, so the enzyme having proteinous part and non-proteinous part, hence that is called haloenzyme. In that haloenzyme, that proteinous part is present. The proteinous part of the haloenzyme is called apoenzyme. The non-proteinous part of the haloenzyme is called cofactor. Is called, what is that name? Cofactors. So the proteinous part of the haloenzyme is called apoenzyme. The non-proteinous part of the haloenzyme is called cofactors. There are three types of cofactors. Okay, we can go to that one by one. So first one is the prosthetic group. Second one coenzyme, and third one metal ion cofactors. Coenzymes and third one metal ion cofactors. Prosthetic group, coenzymes and metal ion cofactors. Once again you can see this one. If the enzymes are made up of only proteins, those are called simple enzymes. But most of the time, that enzyme having proteinous part and non-proteinous part. So the proteinous part of that proteinous part and non-proteinous part, such type of enzymes are holoenzymes, are also called conjugated enzymes. So if that haloenzyme containing proteinous part is called apoenzyme and non-proteinous part is called cofactors. That non-proteinous part is called cofactors. There are non-proteinous part cofactors. There are three types of cofactors: prosthetic group, coenzyme and metal ion cofactors. So you can see that one by one. So first one is the prosthetic group. So prosthetic group is also one of the organic compound. So those organic compounds are strongly attached with apoenzyme or protein part of the enzyme. Strongly attached with apoenzyme or protein part of the enzyme. Those are simply called prosthetic group. So one of that example to the prosthetic group. So that heme means iron. So that heme is the internal part of the enzyme peroxidase. Internal part of the enzyme peroxidase, and also another enzyme catalase. So you know that when in this one hydrogen peroxide, that hydrogen peroxide is converting into water molecule in the presence of enzyme catalase and peroxidase. In those one, that him should be act as a prosthetic group. Himide is act as a prosthetic group to the peroxidase enzyme. That is the prosthetic group. Next, second one, coenzymes. So those coenzymes are the organic compounds. Those coenzymes are the organic compounds. So those are loosely bonded with or in your textbook transient అని ఉంటుంది. Transient అంటే intermediate stage. So loosely bonded with enzyme protein, that means apoenzyme. Loosely bonded with enzyme protein, that is called apoenzyme. So those are organic compounds. Those are called coenzymes. Those coenzymes are the organic compounds which are loosely or transiently bonded with apoenzyme or enzymatic protein. Those are called coenzymes. Example you know very well, NAD+. So nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NADP, TPP, thymine pyrophosphate. So NAD, so దాంతో పాటు నికోటిన్. So nicotine, NADP, NAD+, FAD+, flavin, adenine dinucleotide. So all are act as a coenzymes. You can remembering that one book lo ledu. So all are obtained from the degradation of B complex vitamins. These coenzymes are obtained from the degradation of the B complex vitamins. So next, last one, metal ion cofactors. So some of the metal ions like iron, manganese, magnesium, calcium. So such type of some of the metal ions which are act as a cofactors, which are strongly attached to the enzyme protein and act as a cofactors. Those are activate the activity of an enzyme. అంటే ఈ మెటల్ అయాన్స్ ఉంటే అవి బాగా వర్క్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాయి. వాటిని మెటల్ అయాన్ కోఫాక్టర్స్ అంటాం. సో సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద మెటల్ అయాన్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ స్ట్రాంగ్లీ అటాచ్డ్ టు ద those are strongly attached to some of the metal ions which are strongly attached to the enzymatic protein and activate the activity of enzyme. So some examples chuddam. You can go to that one by one. Rubisco. So this enzyme involved in Calvin cycle in photosynthesis. And pepcase, PAPcase, phosphoenol pyruvic kinase, pyruvic carboxylase, hexokinase. So these enzymes are activated with the help of magnesium ions. And also in nitrogen fixation, another enzyme, nitrogenase. That nitrogenase enzyme is activated by molybdenum. So మన నీటిలో ఇంకోటి వచ్చింది IAA oxidase. This enzyme is activated by manganese, IAA oxidase. Next, carbonic anhydrase, carboxypeptidase with the help of enzyme Zn2 plus zinc. Next, like this way, different types of enzymes are activated with the help of different types of different types of metal ions. So those are called cofactors. So once again you can see this one. So the protein part is called apoenzyme, non-protein part is called cofactor. Those cofactors are of three types: prosthetic group, coenzymes, metal ion cofactors. Prosthetic group is strongly bonded with enzyme protein. Coenzymes are loosely bonded with enzyme protein. Metal ions are activate the enzymes, but those are strongly attached to the enzyme protein. And finally, we are going to last topic. So last topic, that is the enzyme nomenclature and classification. So nomenclature of the enzyme, that cannot clearly in your book, but you can see this one. Nomenclature means naming of the enzymes. So that nomenclature of enzyme is based on the substrate criteria. First one, substrate with suffix ase, ASC, with suffix ase. So maybe substrate urea, that enzyme is urease. If the substrate is sucrose, that enzyme is sucrase. So based on this one, the substrate is protein, that is protease. This is one criteria. That is the one criteria to enzymatic, explain the enzymatic activity. And another criteria, so based on the, so another criteria to giving the names to the enzymes, so based on the reaction. Second one, based on the reaction. If the addition of carbon dioxide to substrate, that enzymes are carboxy, reaction is carboxylation, enzyme is carboxylase. If the loss of hydrogens from substrate, loss of hydrogens from substrate, that reaction is called dehydrogenase, dehydrogenation, that is the reaction. Enzymes are dehydrogenase. So this is the one of the criteria. And the third criteria, based on substrate and reaction. Based on substrate and reaction. For example, in the last step in Krebs cycle, in your respiration, that malic acid is converting into oxaloacetic acid in the presence of enzyme malic dehydrogenase. Malic dehydrogenase, because that can be lost to hydrogens. So that enzyme is the malic dehydrogenase. So in this one, substrate is the malic acid. So that is the malic. Loss of hydrogens, dehydrogenase. And the fourth criteria, so there is no rules and regulation in some of the zoology examples of enzymes. So that is the pepsin, trypsin, kinase, enterokinase. Such type of enzymes does not follow any rules and regulation to giving the name of the enzymes. Next you can see the classification of enzymes. Classification of enzymes. So according to IUB, International Union of Biochemistry, so there are 6 classes in enzyme classification. There are 6 classes with 6 examples. You can see one by one. So first one is the oxidoreductases. Oxidoreductases. That means those enzymes which are involved in oxidation or reduction reactions. Oxidation or reduction reactions. So those enzymes are called oxidoreductases. Enzymes which are involved in oxidation and reduction. Okay, those enzymes. One of the example, ikkada cheppinde cheppochra. So loss of hydrogens is also oxidation. That malic acid is converting into oxaloacetic acid. In the presence ikkada with help of NaDH2 form avutundi. So in the help of enzyme malic dehydrogenase. So another class, second class, transferases. Transferases. So transferases means that should be there in the name. Transfer of either amino group or phosphate group from one substrate to another substrate. Those are called transferases. Best example, you know that one feedback inhibitor, glucose plus ATP, glucose 6-phosphate. glucose 6 phosphate in the presence of enzyme hexokinase. So that phosphate is transferred from ATP to glucose. So that is ADP. Hydrolases. So these are also called hydrolytic enzymes. Hydrolytic enzymes. So a lot of zoology enzymes or digestive enzymes or hydrolases. Those can be break the chemical bonds. Break chemical bonds. Those can be break the chemical bonds like CC bonds, CN bonds, CNH2 bonds, C phosphate bonds in the presence of water molecule. In the presence of water molecule, hydrolases. Those hydrolases are they can be break the chemical bonds in the presence of water molecule. Those are called hydrolases. And the fourth one, lyases. Lyases. So these are also break the chemical bonds. These are also break the chemical bonds without water molecule. Same type of chemical bonds also break down without water molecule. Those are simply called lyases. And the fifth one is isomerases. Isomerases. That means you know that one in your chemistry, isomerization, same molecular formula, different structures. So the enzymes which are involved in isomerization, so those are simply called isomerases. And finally, ligases are also called synthetases. Ligases are also called synthetases. They are utilizing the ATP for energy. So they can be form the new bonds, new chemical bonds. So those are make up the new chemical bonds like CC bond, CN bond, CN phosphate bonds. Like this also. So ligation, link and a formation of the new chemical bonds. That is simply called ligases. So there are 6 classes are there. So in that, according to IUB, International Union of Biochemistry, those 6 classes are divided into 2 to 14 subclasses. Those subclasses are also divided into subclasses, and put the serial number of enzyme and put into the serial number of enzyme. So according to this IUB classification, each enzyme having 4 numbers containing one of the code is present. That code is simply called EC, enzyme code. That code is called enzyme code. So 6 classes, classes to subclasses, subclasses to subclasses, and a serial number of enzyme. That is called enzyme code. So each enzyme code having 4 numbers. First number belongs to class, second number subclass, third number subclass, and the fourth number is sub. So within that subclass, serial number of the enzyme within the subclass. There is one of the example in our IP textbook. So that is glucose 6 phosphotransferase. Glucose 6 phosphotransferase EC 2712. So first 2 belongs to class transferases, second 7 subclass, third one subclass, last 2 belongs to last two is belongs to serial number of enzyme in that subclass. So this is the enzymatic chapter. In that enzymes, everything is covered within this chapter. So main important ones are enzymatic activity, enzyme inhibitors, cofactors, and enzyme classification. These main important 4 topics, and everything is covered within this chapter. Thank you very much. Enzyme nomenclature and classification. So enzymes are nothing but biocatalysts. So those are involved in biochemical reactions. So first of all, you can see the naming of the enzymes. So names of the enzymes are followed by 4 important rules. First one, so the name of the enzyme is based on the substrate plus ase. The name of the enzyme, if that enzyme can act upon the one substrate, so that name of the enzyme will give based on the substrate with suffix ase. For example, the enzyme urease, that is the enzyme urease that act upon the urea. That enzyme protease that act upon the proteins. The enzyme nuclease that act upon the nucleic acids. Like this way, that enzymes are classified. So enzymes are give that name based on the substrate and ase. So you can see the second criteria. So based on the reaction, based on the okay, ఇది ఒక 10 minutes లో కంప్లీట్ చేస్తలే. So reaction, based on the reaction. So for example, if that CO2 is lost from to the substrate, so that reaction is called decarboxylation. Enzyme is participate in this reaction, that is called decarboxylase. The enzyme is said to be decarboxylase. If the enzyme, so if that enzyme is involved in, so if the CO2 is attached to the substrate, so that enzyme is called, that process is called carboxylation. So enzyme is said to be carboxylase. So next you can go to the third criteria. So that third criteria is based on substrate plus reaction with ase. So 3-1. For example, you can see the last step in Krebs cycle, that malic acid is converting into oxaloacetic acid. In this one, 2 hydrogens are lost from to the substrate. So that enzyme is called malic dehydrogenase. So in this one, malic, that is the substrate malic acid, loss of hydrogens, hence it is dehydrogenase. So and also fourth criteria. So fourth criteria, when we are observing in zoology enzymes, there is no particular rules and regulation to give the names of the enzymes. For example, trypsin, pepsin, etc. So these are the nomenclature of the enzyme. Next, we are going to the classification of the enzymes. Classification of the enzymes. So in 1964, IUB, International Union of Biochemistry, they were classified enzymes into 6 classes. IUB means International Union of Biochemistry. International Union of Biochemistry, they were classified enzymes into 6 classes. Those 6 classes are divided into 3 to 14 subclasses. These are also divided into subclasses. And finally, they give serial number of enzyme in that sub class. So based on this one, there are 4 digits containing special code to the each enzyme. That code is called enzyme code. So that code is called enzyme code. Simply it is said to be EC, enzyme code. For example, one of that example is there in your textbook, last of that enzymatic classification. You can see this one. So that is the glucose 6-phosphotransferase. Glucose 6-phosphotransferase. So that EC 2712. So first 2 belongs to class, second 7 belongs to subclass, third one is subclass, and fourth one serial number of enzyme. That serial number of the enzyme in particular subclass. So that is the enzyme code. So that enzyme code having 4 digits containing special code, that is called enzyme code. In that enzyme code, first one is belongs to class, second 7 belongs to subclass, and third one is belongs to the subclass, and the fourth number is a serial number of the enzyme in a subclass. So that is the enzyme classification. You can go to the 6 classes one by one. Okay. So enzymes are classified into 6 classes according to the IUB nomenclature and classification. So first class, oxidoreductases. So that should be there in the name. The enzymes which are involved in oxidation and reduction steps. The enzymes which are involved in oxidation and reduction reactions. That means one substrate is undergoes to oxidized, and ultimately another substrate, another one is undergoes to reduced. So for this one, you know that one substrate, if maybe one substrate is undergoes to oxidation and another one ultimately undergoes to reduction, because loss of electrons or loss of protons or addition of oxygen to the substrate is also said to be oxidation. For example, in this one, the last step in Krebs cycle, that malic acid is converting into oxaloacetic acid in the presence of enzyme malic dehydrogenase. So in that malic dehydrogenase, so it is undergoes to the oxidation reaction. Next we can go to the second one, transferases. That should be there in the name. The transfer of the groups from one substrate to the another substrate. The transfer of the groups from one substrate to another substrate like or maybe amino group transfer from to the one substrate to the another substrate. For example, you can see the first step in glycolysis, that glucose combined with ATP to form into glucose 6-phosphate, and ADP in the presence of enzyme hexokinase. So in this one, that phosphate is transferred from to the ATP to glucose, hence that product is glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate, that is transferases. And third one, hydrolases. Hydrolases, the enzymes which are break the chemical bonds. So the enzymes which are break the chemical bonds, CH bonds, the enzymes are break the chemical bonds like CN bonds or COOH bonds or ester bonds or aldehyde bonds. So in the presence of water, that is important one. In the presence of water, they are split the chemical bonds. So they are split the chemical bonds. That means the substrate is undergoes to hydrolysis. Hydrolysis means presence of the water. So presence of the water, that enzymes can act upon the substrate and break up the chemical bonds like CN bonds, COOH bonds, or maybe any type of chemical bond in the presence of water. So a lot of the zoology examples are digestive enzymes which are belongs to hydrolases like pepsin. So pepsin, trypsin, amylase. So amylase, all are these example to that of hydrolases. Next we will go to the fourth class, lyases. So lyases are also break up the chemical bonds. Those are also splits the chemical bonds in the absence of the water molecule other than hydrolysis. Lyases are also a group of enzymes which can split the chemical bonds, CN bonds, COOH bond, so ester bonds or whatever it may be. Any bonds are splits up in the absence of the water. That is nothing but other than hydrolysis. That type of enzymes are called lyases. These are break up the chemical bonds in the absence of the water molecule. So that is called, for example, that arginosuccinic acid is splits into arginine, that is the amino acid, and fumaric acid. Fumaric acid in the presence of enzyme arginosuccinase. So those are breaks up the chemical bonds. Those are break up the chemical bonds in the absence of the water molecule. Those are simply said to be lyases. Next, fifth one, isomerases. Isomerases, you know that one in your chemistry, isomerization. So same formula, different structures. So that is also nothing but intramolecular shaped. That means those molecules or groups from shifting into one carbon atom to the another carbon atom within the same molecule. So same structural formula. So with the different molecule. For example, you know very well, glucose formula C6H12O6. Fructose formula also C6H12O6. So that's why, so both are the same structural formula. Those are simply said to be isomerases. So that enzymes are involved in isomerases. Those enzymes are called isomerases. For example, so in glycolysis, the DHAP, dihydroxyacetone phosphate, is converting into G3P, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, in the presence of enzyme triose phosphate isomerase. So in the presence of enzyme triose phosphate isomerase, the dehydroxyacetone phosphate is converted into the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Those are the isomerases. And finally we'll go to the ligases. These are also called synthetases. So that should be there in the name. Ligation means link, and these enzymes which are involved in to formation of the new chemical bonds. So the enzymes which are involved in the formation of the new chemical bonds, that type of enzymes are simply said to be ligases. In this one, that energy can be utilized in the form of ATP. Energy is used in the form of ATP because you know very well ATP is considered as the energy currency in the cell. That ATP is act as the energy source to formation of the new chemical bonds within the ligases. So in that ligases, for example, first step in the Krebs cycle, that oxaloacetic acid is combined with acetyl coenzyme A to form into citric acid. In the presence of enzyme citric synthetase. So this is the enzyme classification. Once again you can see this one, total 6 classes. Those are divided into 3 to 14 subclasses. Those are divided into many subclasses, and we are also put that serial number of enzyme at the end of sub-class. Okay, so this is the classification. When we are observing this one, first class oxidoreductases involved in oxidation and reduction. Second one, transferases. Those can be transferred the phosphate or phosphate group or maybe amino group from one substrate to another substrate. Hydrolases. Those enzymes are involved in breaks of the chemical bonds in the presence of water, nothing but hydrolysis. In our zoology, enzymes, all those enzymes are hydrolytic enzymes. Those are preserved within the lysosomes. And next one, lyases. Those are breaks of the chemical bonds in the absence of the water other than hydrolysis. And next one, isomerases. Those are also involved in intramolecular shape. And finally, ligases. Ligation means link. Those are helpful to the formation of the new chemical bonds by using the energy in the form of ATP. ATP is considered as a energy currency in the cell.